thy people. Now you're thy people. You have been awakened. You know now. Now you may learn how you're supposed to use your imagination. Let's see what our King told our Father, our God, the Creator, how he wants the imagination of the people to be. And prepared their hearts unto thee. 19. And give unto Solomon my son a perfect heart to keep thy commandments. Solomon. Now let's get this straight. He's talking about his son Solomon, because what we know, Solomon's getting ready to take over. Okay. Give unto my son Solomon a perfect heart to keep thy commandments, thy testimonies, and thy statutes, and to do all these things, and to build the palace for the which I have made provisions. Look at what's to be kept in your imagination. To build a palace for God, a place for the Father to come, a place for him to come and visit with Israel, a holy place for the king to reside in, whom is the one that God comes to see. Okay? Verse 20. And God said to all the congregation, now bless the Lord our God. And all the congregation bless the Lord God for their fathers, and bow down their heads. They bowed down their heads and worship the Lord and the King. And they sacrificed sacrifices unto the Lord, and offered burnt offerings unto the Lord. On the morrow after that day, even 1,000 bullocks, 1,000 rams, and 1,000 lambs, and their drink offerings, and they sacrificed in abundance for all Israel, and did eat and drink before the Lord on that day with great gladness. And they made Solomon the son of King David the second time, and anointed him unto the Lord to be the chief governor, and Zodiac to be the priest. And y'all do know this for a fact, because the watchman told you. Zodiac, the priest, the sons of Aaron, Zodiac's family, kept the law. Zodiac was the only ones, even when Israel was getting ready to go into captivity, Zodiac was trying to sacrifice for Israel and keep the people clean and holy before the Most High God. But their imaginations had run wild with them, and they had thoughts of this, and I'm going to go out here and I'm going to make babies with cattle. Well, I'm going to go over here and bring some into the temple. I'm going to go out here and do this and do that and do. Their imagination was running wild. But Zodiac kept the belief in their God and their holy word. But they're all mingled and mixed up in there with the rest of Israel, because when God does one, he does them all. Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah 7. And let's start at verse 23. We're going to read through, 26 here. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your God, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearken not. Y'all, that's just like today. God can send you somebody and tell you about the most holy, and your neck get all tight, and you get to throwing it and doing all kind of stuff because you don't want to hear it, because I know this, and you done imagined all these evil thoughts of your greatness. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walked in the counsel and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backwards and not forward. That's you, Israel. Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt, unto this day I have even sent unto you all my servants and prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. Yet ye hearken not unto me, or incline their ear, but hardened their necks. They did worse than their fathers. Ain't that a shame? Ain't that a shame? And Moses wrote that song and told y'all to learn that song, Israel. Learn it. Because y'all need to keep this in your minds. Your imagination will get you in a world of trouble with God. Over here in this land, they tell you to put that imagination to work. You're nothing without your imagination. Blah, 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 blah. That's backwards. According to Israel's laws and the one that God gave them, that's not how you use your imagination. We should be sitting around thinking about this beautiful palace that's going to be built in our land when we get into Zion, where our God's going to come. A holy place for him. A holy place for our Father. That's how we use our imagination, Israel. Let's look at Jeremiah. Let's just look at some of these scriptures. Let's look at Jeremiah 9 and 14. I'm just going to read some of them, and y'all can go back and you can read the top and the bottom. But I am not going to spend here all day reading the entire chapter for you. You go read it for yourself. But have walked after the imagination of their own heart, and after Balaam, which their fathers taught them. Just like today. You have these fools out here that done learn from their mammy and their pappy and their grandmammy and their grandpappy. Love Jesus. Oh, Jesus is everything. Oh, Jesus, blah, blah, blah. Now they got inner faith. Inner. See, the God of these fools over here, he ain't getting the job done. So now they got them a Muslim president who was brought up in that crap by his whore mother, because his daddy wasn't in his life. He done brought his shit into the mix. Now they bringing in the Buddha in the mix. And, let's get all these guys together. Somebody God got to work. Never mind. Y'all get it later. Jeremiah 11:8. Yet they obeyed not, nor inclined their ear, but walked every one in the imagination of their evil heart. Therefore I will bring upon them all the words of this covenant, which I command them to do, but they did them not. I know I'm holy, I'm living righteous, I'm doing all the commandments of God, I'm keeping his statutes, and I'm this. Shut up! God said your heart is evil. It's full of imagination. You have imagined yourself being something that you cannot be in this hell. Jeremiah 13:10. This evil people, which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the imagination of their heart, and walk after other gods to serve them and to worship them, shall even be as this girdle, which is good for nothing. Jeremiah 16 and 12. And ye have done worse than your fathers, for behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. Now y'all go in there and pull up all the imaginations and look at them and read how God feels about your imagination. See, cattle don't imagine themselves leaving the planet and going to other planets and just fuck foolishness, stupidity. But that's where they are. You look around at all the things God has allowed them to do, and you think, "Whoa! If I could just imagine myself being this great person and doing all this." And you in captivity, you damn near got chains on your wrist, chains on your ankle, chains about your neck. And you yelling about what you gonna do. And you are in captivity. Put there by a God. Not put there by men. Put there by a God. And you'd imagine yourself doing what the priest could do. Ain't that nothing? But let's look at Lucifer. I'm just gonna give you one little snippet out of Lucifer to show you how wicked he is with his Christ. And how he has taken something that's wicked, that imagination. This is how he applies it. 2 Corinthians 10 and 5. Cast down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of God, of the Creator. Oh no. Oh, listen how he imagined it. As he said, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. Now, where the fuck did you get that? All them scriptures I read, not one time did you read anything about a goddamn Christ. But see, Israel, you're in the land of putrid filth. These things that are around you, cattle, they're not people. God said so. He said, I'm going to send in a nation of non-people. And you have made it with them. You have done everything you can possibly do with cattle. You have made, trying to, because you have been under the bondage that you are under and in the situation that you're in, you think that there are people like you because they told you you weren't even men. Which you're men and they're not. But all that, I'm not getting into all that because we're going to just deal with tonight with this imagination thing. You got something to imagine, Israel. Imagine the song that Moses wrote for the children of Israel. Huh? So that you don't carry yourself into that imagination of evil thinking and evil thoughts. And do what your king said do. Imagine. Start thinking about a beautiful temple, a beautiful palace, a beautiful place where God can come and visit with us and give a word to our king to give us. That's where your imagination should be. So until next time, Israel, all praises to the Most High God forever and forever. And we thank him for his knowledge and his understanding and the wisdom that he has given Israel, that we may grow in our understanding. I hope that you come back this Sabbath to hear a word from your watchman. I know that God bless him and give you something that you truly need, family. I thank you for taking the time out to hear a word from the Most Holy, and we give him all the praise. Until next time, shalom. Praise the Most High, Israel. Give all praise to the Heavenly Father. I want to thank him for allowing me to come to you this evening. My name is V.E. Smith, and I am the rib of the Watchman. And I thank you for tuning in tonight. We're going to deal with a topic that has it's really been, I don't know, the worst things get for Israel, because we're in the last of this thing. This thing's about to wrap up. And it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. You're going to see a lot of things befall this world. And a lot of things befall the people of the world. And Israel's going to go through its troubles as well. Happening. So, when the pressure is on, we want to take matters into our own hands and try to do things. Well, I've been hearing and seeing all these post, and I stay on Facebook. I like Facebook. I think it's really fun. It's a good way to hear what other people are saying and what they think, and then you can post what you feel and what you think. I like it. It's a nice media, social media. But I notice lately more of these unites things they're saying, and unity and people of color coming together. And we need to unite and stand for one another. Okay, we're going to deal with that tonight. Because we're going to deal with people of color coming together. Now, this ain't going to quite go like you expect it to. Because we live in a land where this is not our home. This is not where we're from. These are not our people. These are not people that we even know. We don't know most of these people that are in this land. This land is a place of mumble jumbo. This place. Oh God, this place. But we're going to deal with Israel being in the midst of the confusion that's going on currently in the land. But we're going to start in Genesis. We're going to go to the beginning of what happens when people want to unite, when people all come together. What happens, and see, we got like I said, a lot of
of people feeling